Well, as you know, today we are also celebrating the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as the nation pauses to reflect on a man who wanted all to live in harmony. It presents a good question. How are race relations here in New York? Well, Channel 2's Claudine Ewing is looking into a new Siena College poll with results that may or may not surprise you.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke, preached, and wanted better, whether it was jobs or human relations. What cannot be ignored is race. Siena College did a poll on the heels of the MLK holiday. Here are some of the questions to New Yorkers, followed by comments from pollster Stephen Greenberg. Question: do you think minority New Yorkers have the same opportunities to be successful as white New Yorkers? 52% said yes, 41% said no. There's a disparity by political party, gender, and race.
58% of white New Yorkers and 55% of Latino New Yorkers believe that minorities have the same opportunities as whites to succeed. However, 71% of Black voters say no.
Question: how would you describe the state of race relations in New York State? 8% said excellent, 28% good, 41% fair, 19% poor.
The Blacks and whites feel very much the same in terms of the state of race relations in New York.
806 registered voters were polled. Question: do you think minorities, including Blacks, Latinos, and Asians who live in the state, experience racial or ethnic discrimination? 72% said yes, 19% said no, 2% said sometimes or occasionally. Governor Kathy Hochul spoke at an MLK event in Brooklyn. She said Dr. King's dream is for all and acknowledged the need to tackle tough issues.
I signed a bill introduced by Senator Kevin Parker and Assemblymember Taylor Darling that declared that racism is a public health crisis today. Let's call it what it is. It is a public health crisis.
What would Dr. King say today? More importantly, what are we doing in 2022? Even Kathy Hochul said today, this is like a crisis. So what should be done with these numbers?
It certainly informs our leaders of how their constituents feel. And certainly I think there would be, if not unanimity, pretty darn close to unanimity among upstaters and downstaters, Democrats and Republicans, and Blacks and whites, that we'd all like to see the state of race relations in New York improve.
Claudine Ewing, Channel 2 News.